Hi, this is Dr. Harris Jensen. I'm giving a lecture here on how to get good grades in college. And I'm at the University of North Dakota campus. There's Chester Fritz Library, where I spent many great days studying in my undergrad days as a communications student and later in medical school, which was right there. Yesterday I gave a talk for communication students on how to write a bestseller. Some of the students wanted to know about, well, how do you just get your grades better and be at your peak performance? That's a good question. Wouldn't it be nice if you could get the opinions of what really works from someone who spent 12 years in college? Like, maybe that's a little obsessive, but yep, that was me. And so, what would be involved in that? Well, you might ask yourself that. All people are not created equal, but some, well, actually we are created equal, but some get better grades. So, how does that happen? Well, what do you got to work with? Same brain, but some people manage their time differently. Some people eat differently. Some people think differently. Some people have different emotions, different interpersonal support groups. Some people have a sense of spirituality. Some people tap into the energy of their creativity and art and music in the world. And some people exercise a lot. And so these are all things that are like gears in your life that you can tweak to get more out of. They're gears that are connected together, like maybe gears in a machine. And if you can figure out how to work those right, you got a race car. So let's first talk about the overall concept. I'm not making a bunch of do's and don'ts. You got to do this, you can't do that. I'm just trying to get you to understand really powerful concepts that help me go from an average high school student to winning awards as a communication student and then a journalist and then doing well in medical school and being a successful doctor for 25 years. So how did that happen? Well, I worked with these working parts of the human mind. And so first would be time management. What you can do, and with these suggestions you can try them out and see if your memory gets better, your motivation, your mental energy gets better, then do more of that. And so when I needed to become a better student, I saw I was wasting my time. I wanted to have fun, but also wanted to be more focused. So then I used to-do lists. For a to-do list, you have a check circle, then a number, a period, and write in an item that's 5 or 10 minutes long. When you're going to do it, then to some extent, you don't have to be obsessive. You can write down when you're going to do things in a day timer. So there's different kinds. You can shop among the different ones at Office Max, Office Depot, the week at a glance. You can see the whole week, Monday through Sunday, with 2 pages when you open it up. If you want to really get detailed, there's some with a line for every 15 minutes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But look at the different ones and sizes and find one that's going to fit in your book bag, backpack, purse, and then you'll use it. When you use it, open them up so it's right on the desk in front of you, just a glance away. Then you'll really use it. And you'll really look at it. And you'll really write in it. Big game changer. Especially when you graduate and get out in the working world, your boss is going to go, oh my God, I'm so glad I hired that person. Like, they're not wasting their time surfing on their phone and the like. Well, next comes your database. So keep a track of people you meet and their contact information. Might be email addresses, phone numbers, Facebook or Instagram information. And now you're coming to a much better connection in that sense with your interpersonal support. Let's go over your daily habits. You can up your productivity without becoming type A just by making sure you don't get sleep deprived. That'll lower your productivity. So go to sleep at a certain time, get up at a certain time. That works for your mental energy. Also, it's important to not skip meals, so make sure you eat breakfast, lunch, and supper at certain times. For some folks, they tend to get hypoglycemia, so a little lower energy in the middle of morning and the afternoon when the blood sugar from their meal drops, and that was me. On one blood test, it was down to 70, whereas normal is 100. So I bring snacks like mixed nuts in a Ziploc bag to snack on during the day, keep my blood sugar up. Why is that important? The brain doesn't store blood sugar. So if it's low, then the nerves are just going to work more slowly, like your car engine would if you're using low octane gas. So, savvy, makes sense. Other things you can do are have protein shakes and bring them with you. Your mental energy can diminish if you get dehydrated, so always have that water bottle with you. And some caffeinated drinks. Don't use too much, but caffeine really helps kind of keep that mental energy at a high level. Then have great study environments. So the professors were telling me there were certain study areas, study rooms, where students would find they could just really zone in and read and do their project work real efficiently. And then they tend to come back to the same place day after day, which is great. I also would hang out with my friends at certain coffee shops or restaurants. Like Monday would be like a Starbucks day, and Wednesday would be a Denny's day. And then the other days we'd hit the library. So you might find a variety of places that keeps your focus, because if you stay in the same place all the time, it might get a little boring. Some people use music. I think it's great. So certain music can be real motivational. So I like the energy of salsa and bachata. Other people like rap or disco. I think disco is kind of cool. Now, that may not be good to study by, but it gets your energy up. So you might have fun listening to that while you're walking from one area to another. But then when you study, you might want something else. That might be instrumental classical, instrumental jazz. You might alternate between different kinds of music. Again, keep your mental energy up, but it also helps to block out background information. Maybe people are talking around you. You might be thinking, what are they talking about? Now you can't even hear them. The earbuds that are wireless by Apple, the AirPods, have a great noise canceling function. So that's pretty awesome. You might want to do that and just play white noise or no noise at all. Then pacing. So it's important every hour to have 5 or 10 minutes break. You might walk around the block where you're at, or if it's too cold, you might walk around the building, up and down the hall. But your mental energy can drop down over a half hour, an hour's period, and then if you take a break, boom, energy's back up. Maybe some snacks, drink of water, and you're ready to go. So you've got daily habits that way, and now we're talking about study habits, taking breaks, pacing yourself, having great study locations, sometimes with friends, sometimes on your own. And sometimes you might want a group study experience if there's a lot of different concepts and you're working on a group project. We should all then get together at a certain room, maybe like in a library. And here's where your use of a day timer and to-do list really helps out. And maybe you're the only one doing that real fastidiously, but now you've become the leader. And what does that mean? Much more employable once you get that degree. Because there'll be people writing letters of recommendation like professors saying, yeah, this guy's a leader, this gal's a leader, really follows through, well organized, and he's the go-to guy or she's the go-to gal. And so you're trying to get good grades, but you're also beginning your studies with the goal in mind, which is getting a good job. And maybe you have other life goals. Maybe you want to get married and have a family, own a house one day. Well, this all fits in. So while it may seem like a real pain in the ass to do all this stuff, say, hey, do I want to be an employed graduate or unemployed? Do I want to have a family or not? Do I want to be married or not? You bet women can tell if you're the kind of guy who can support a family or not. If they want a family and you probably can't support one, well, you might be out of luck. Not that people are really talking about this, but people are paying attention to that. So stay tuned for the second video on how to get good grades.